When's the last time you've been out in the wilderness? Been out hiking in the snow? It's been a long time for me. Since I am in the White Mountains, I figured, what better excuse do I need to get all bundled up, to get out and spend some time outdoors. And I spent my fair share watching Bear Grylls, folks like that. Didn't they used to say that this was a good fire starter? Just in case I get stranded and lost out here in the mountains, it's good kindling for the fire. Of course, I don't have any matches or lighters or a flintstone or anything like that. Do you want to see what I'm seeing? Check this out. Whoa, that was a trip. That was a slip and fall right there. It's okay. It's all good. Gotta pick up my tripod. I'm all good. Not only is this bear country, but this is actually moose country. In fact, driving here today, I passed several signs that said, brake for moose, moose crossing. And then if that wasn't bad enough, underneath that, it said, hundreds of collisions. Do you have to remind us? I mean, there's no way of getting out of that, is there? You hit a moose, that's a done deal. Okay, so this is definitely a print. So I'm gonna need your expertise here. That is not a deer print. I lost my glove already. I lost the glove. How do I lose a glove? All right, tally ho. Oh, there's a sign. There's a sign ahead. Maybe we're getting close to something. Oh man, it doesn't look like a sign that's gonna spread positivity. Attention, try this trail only if you are on top physical condition. Oh man. Well clothed, I'm clothed and carrying extra clothing and food. Many have died above timberline from exposure. Many have died above timberline from exposure. Exposure to what? Turn back at the first sign of bad weather. White Mountain National Forest. Well, I'm clothed. I got coffee. Top physical condition. Well, I'm probably as good as I'm gonna get. So I am at my top physical condition. I think I match this criteria. It's a good thing I have watched Survivor Man, though, because if I do get stranded, or if I do, if I don't want to die, is what I'm saying. So if I do get stuck or lost, I've watched Discovery Channel programs to prove it to you. You see this? Probably somewhere underneath this bark, you could tap into it and drain pine water. Yeah, so you drain the pine water out. You can make some pine tea. If I had hot water, you can make some pine tea. I can make iced tea. I can make pine needle iced tea. I think I have all the criteria that I need to continue on my journey. And I'm seeing some footprints. I think fellow man has passed through this region. Oh no, this isn't good. We got running water. Isn't that the number one rule when you're out in the wild in the cold? You're not supposed to get wet. That's probably a no. I'm not gonna be able to go that way. Let's climb this tree. You're just so... So you may have noticed that I've been hiding my left hand the entire time. And that's because I've been carrying this. And this is the main objective today. I need to find a slope. One that is not incredibly dangerous. There's a lot of trees in this forest. And I've been walking uphill for about a half hour. I'm sweating too. Isn't that the number 2 rule that you're not supposed to do, is sweat when you're out in the cold? Because that sweat could give you pneumonia. I'm gonna use this as a seat for now. Since I'm taking a break, I figured that this would be, you guessed it, I'm not quite sitting on the thing. that this would be an optimum time to break out a candle. Did I bring a candle? Of course I brought a candle. It's in my bag. I think, oh no. Come on now. Santa Claus, he wanted to come. So being in this environment, how fitting is this particular scent? Sparkling Snow by Yankee Candle. I wanted to wait until I was in the right setting. I wanted to get outside in the snow and talk about this fragrance because I know this is a favorite for a lot of you guys out there. Want to smell that? First thing I want to say is a lot of people will smell this and quickly dismiss it, not because they don't like it. They're gonna say, oh, it smells like clean linen. It smells like a laundry room. It smells like a laundry detergent. It smells like fabric softener. It does smell very clean. It smells very soapy. It smells like bath and body products. But don't dismiss that as being simplistic in any way. Remember Pert Plus? It's still out there. I used to use it when I was really young. I think we've all at some point probably smelled Pert Plus, right? And that's kind of what this smells like. Also like hand soap, like Zest, Zestfully Clean. You've used Zest before, don't lie. We could say Irish Spring, but not like the original Irish Spring. It does smell like fabric softener. And the one that it's reminding me of is Bounce. But you get where I'm going with this. It's a pine-driven, very clean, soapy smell. This also is reminding me of gin. Now, this is not the first time I've used a gin comparison, but I'm saying it for good reason. Don't let that turn you off if you don't like gin, because I don't smell alcohol. I smell the components of certain types of gin. If you're unfamiliar, gin is really just vodka that is distilled with numerous ingredients. One of my favorite producers of gin is St. George out of Oakland, California. And they have this one gin called Terroir. Terroir, if you don't know this word, it's a fancy French word for, of the earth. It's that word that wine people use when they're talking about the soil and vine and the climate. And what's interesting about that gin is that it does smell like forest floor. That's a description that I use all the time. It's a very popular description used in the wine world. And what it means is, imagine just taking a stroll in the woods in autumn and you're smelling the trees and the bark, the leaves and the twigs, the earth, the fertile soil beneath your feet, the dusty, infertile soil that's kicked up every time you take a step. You're smelling the earth around you, forest floor. And that's what that gin smells like. Why? Because they're distilling it with very herbaceous products. One of those products, I think the main ingredient is bay laurel. Bay laurel is a variety of bay leaf. It has that savory herbaceous smell. In other gins, let's say like Hendrick's gin, citrus, right? Citrus is another major player in gin. I am getting a very kind of like citron lemon zest. But really the thing that's bringing me most to gin, again, another major player, juniper berry. And you may not be familiar with juniper berry because we're not exposed to juniper berries every day, but if you ever do get your hands on a juniper berry, smell it. It's a very distinct smell. When you smell it, you'll be like, oh wow, this does kind of smell like the gin cocktail that I had last weekend. I don't think that this is an accident that these ingredients are ending up in this candle. I think that they're purposefully, Yankee Candle, trying to make that very classic gin aromatic profile. And it's working. And if you don't like gin, if you're not an alcohol drinker, don't be worried. This doesn't smell like alcohol. It smells like the pretty things that you find in fine gins. Two other Yankee Candles that this is reminding me of, real quick. Mountain Lodge. It's a lot of people's favorite. A lot of people classify it as masculine. I think that's fair because it does have a muskiness to it. It does have that both aged and fresh cut wood aromatic. When I smell Mountain Lodge and when I smell this candle, I'm kind of getting the same thing, like I'm on the deck or the porch of a log cabin. The other candle that this is reminding me of, Season of Peace. We just talked about Season of Peace. I'm not drawing the connection because this says Sparkling Snow and that one's got snow on the image, but I do think that Yankee Candle has formulated a certain way of provoking the image of snow through fragrance. So I'm not surprised that they would use similar ingredients in something like this. Season of Peace does have that of the earth, terroir, forest floor. It has that patchouli, that citrus component like a bergamot. So this is not Season of Peace, but there are similarities. But really, this is all about outdoors, in the forest, being surrounded by trees, an assortment of conifer trees and leaves and birch. There is a very pretty, very soft pine or rosemary herbaceous smell. And then something that also smells citrusy that's enhancing that pine, eucalyptus. I think it's a great component to use when you want to enhance pine. Same thing with the citrus. Citrus builds the complexity of the pine, and so does that eucalyptus. And I actually didn't even plan this out. We got a birch tree right behind me here. And if you've ever smelled birch essential oil, there is this, strangely, wintergreen note to birch. It's kind of happening here. There's that cooling sensation. Now I am out in the cold, and the cold is cooling down my nasal passages, but I can tell that mintiness is really going to give you that cooling sensation. And that's great because you're probably gonna burn this candle in your apartment or in your home. The heat's gonna be on, it's gonna be warm, but that cooling sensation is gonna trick your mind a little bit. It's gonna help put you into the state of mind of being outdoors with those snowflakes. Very nice. All right, it's time to get this back into the backpack. All right, Santa, look, you got snow all over you. I still have one very important task to accomplish. I need to take my sled and find a nice place, safe place to take the plunge. Let's do it. There's a little bit of an incline here. It's all right, I just need a second. Snow's slippery, you know? Just wanted to show you how slippery it can be and demonstrate how to fall properly. You see how I fell with my face going towards the ground first? Make sure you do that when you're in the wild. There's water everywhere. Actually, it's not everywhere, it's just, it runs in my way. So what do? You go down the stream, don't cross it. We know that, not in this kind of weather. What would Pocahontas do? This hat buckles. I just realized that. It's hard to do it with my fingers being so numb. Why am I yelling? What the heck is going on? There we go. There. I fastened my hat. How's it look now? Look good? I look more like a Viking. It looks like my goatee is just an extension of my hat. I think I gotta head that way. That would be north, I think, and find a safe place to cross this creek, because I don't know if you can tell or hear. I'm sure you can hear it, but that's pretty severe. Those are some severe rapids, and I do not want to fall in that water. Why? Because that would be the end of me. That would be the end of the Candle Enthusiast YouTube channel, and we can't have that happen. I keep getting stuck. I'm gonna head that way. What was that? Look at this. Is that perfect or what? But we gotta go uphill. We gotta go all the way uphill. In the middle of nowhere. We made it. I am a bit out of breath, but take a look at our surroundings here. Whew. All right, boys and girls, the time has come. I think I found a good location. I'm gonna be heading down this path in this red plastic saucer sled. You can find one at a Walmart near you. The snow is pretty deep and powdery and fresh. I don't know if I'm gonna sink or if I'm gonna slide, but there's only one way to find out. You just gotta get a run and jump. Run and start. Run and start. I don't think this is gonna work. Just not moving. I should be slipping and sliding down the slope. What if I get on my knees? Didn't Clark Griswold, wasn't he on his knees? All right. Oh. Didn't work. So I walked and trekked through what seemed to be miles of snow and hills and trails, crossed bodies of water today, just to look for a place to go sledding. And as easy as you think that it might be in this terrain to find a place to go sledding, it's not as easy as you might think, especially with all this fresh powdery snow on the ground. There's several inches, and that's not optimal for slipping and sliding down a semi-steep slope. So with the sun going down and my tail between my legs, I decided to give up. That is until I found this schoolyard with this slope right here. Now, technically, I'm not sure. Am I allowed to be here as an adult? Am I allowed to be on public school property? I mean, this does seem to be an elementary school, so I can see parents having a problem with that, but obviously school is not in session. I figured, let's do this sled thing before I get kicked out. Let's do it. And I want you to notice, you see that right there? That's a big snowball. I'm gonna push that down the hill. What do you say? All right. Tally ho! You have no idea how scared I was. I thought that was gonna kill the camera. Mission accomplished. Woo! So I just want to be perfectly clear. Don't do what I did today unless you take every single precaution necessary. I was really just being silly. In fact, all of the trails you saw me on were state trails within a quarter of a mile from the cabin that I'm staying in. I told several people precisely my whereabouts. I had my cell phone, I had backup battery power, I had food, I had spare clothing. There really is a threat and danger being out in the wilderness, especially this part of the country. So like I said, don't do it, and if you do, make sure you take the precautions. I just wanted to let you know I was being silly today. That's it for me. Bye-bye. All right, coffee time.